Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh.
And it's good morning to the Gelding on OAKS Day. Now, Gelding in the politically incorrect days, I can remember being at work and the women would be saying they're going off to Blokes Day.
Good morning, Professor. Good morning, listeners. Yes, the old-fashioned Blokes Day, hey? Again, it'll be an interesting, beautiful-looking day outside, Professor. However, I notice a bit of rain's predicted, so be interesting. I hope it doesn't ruin the day. Temperature come down a bit from yesterday, and not so much the wind, but hopefully it'll be a lovely day out there for the young colts and the young fillies. Talking about colts, Professor, is the old colt down from Sydney?
I don't know. Gelding, do you know something I don't know?
Oh, no, I was just wondering, can you be 60 plus and call yourself a colt?
Are you baiting him, Gelding? He'll stop watching.
Hey?
He'll stop watching the show.
Well, when you're a colt, you're normally 2 and 3, and then you become a stallion, don't you? Or...
Oh, yeah, he's still the Sydney colt, Gelding.
He's still the Sydney colt.
He's still the Sydney colt. Okay. All right, there's a 9-race card at Flemington today, Gelding. The first at 12:40, the last at 5:50. The feature race 9. Why is it race 9, Gelding? The OAKS. Just to make it a little bit later in the day?
No, it's race 8, Professor.
Oh, is it? Sorry, race 8. Yes.
Yeah.
My apologies.
It'll give people time to get out there at 5:10, Professor. Didn't they finish Melbourne Cup Day at 5:15?
Sorry, Gelding?
Didn't they finish Melbourne Cup Day at 5:15?
Yes, they did, Gelding.
Well, you don't know what's going on, do you? But no.
Well, didn't we say 9-race card?
In their defence, they being a traditional work day, being Thursday, giving punters plenty of time to get out there today, with the first being at 12:40, Professor. But of course, a late finish at 10 to 5.
So you only have to take a half day, Gelding.
Only take half a day, and they finished just in time for Channel 9 to get the news on at 6 o'clock.
You remember the days of the half day leave?
Half day leave, Professor. Yes.
The days of the half day.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was good just catching a train from the city out to Flemington, Professor.
Yes, Gelding. All right, the tracks are good for the rails out 5 metres, so an extra 3 metres. Have we got any certainty about what that'll do to the... we've seen 2 different patterns of racing over 2 days of the carnival so far.
As we were talking before, Professor, very interesting race pattern. True position Derby Day with the north wind. Favoured horses coming from the field. Cup Day with a beautiful day. Rail out 2 seem to be a help for horses on pace. The exception of that, of course, was a cup race, but that being completely different, over 2 miles. And, of course, Just Fine ran it at a fast pace, Professor. But, yeah, it'd be interesting today. Hopefully, a bit worried with the prospect of showers, Professor, today. Hopefully that will help the track and give everyone an even chance.
All right, Gelding, what are your 2 best bets for today's racing on OAKS Day?
Excuse me, Professor. Look, I'm going the second half of the program, Professor. In race 6 in the Melbourne Cup Carnival Country File over 1,600 metres, worth $500,000, Professor, for a benchmark 80 race. I'm going number 5, Oh Too Good, trained by Kevin Duffy, not let's say a well-known name, but the Duffy family have been training for generations. So they're based at Pakenham now. This All Too Good is by All Too Hard. Professor, 5 starts for 3 wins and 2 seconds. So I know, we place very highly the win rate and the place rate. And when you're talking about 60% and 100% coming into this final, this horse has hit great form, Professor, and will give us, I think, a good run for our money at round about the $3.70, Professor. So maybe if you hold off, might be lucky enough to get $4 closer to the race. But that'll be my first bet. Race 6, horse 5. Professor, then going to the Oaks, race 8. History tells us, Professor, the winner of the Wakefield or a good run in the Wakefield Stakes on Derby Day over 2,000 metres is normally pretty good form coming into the Oaks on the Thursday. So I got to admit the first 2 horses being Treasure of the Moment and Powers of Opal were the best 2 performed horses. So I was tossing up between them, Professor, and look, decided to go Powers of Opal. So that's race 8, number 5. An Ocean Park filly, trained by John Sargent, who has a fantastic record in Oaks, Professor, all around Australia and New Zealand, and to be ridden by, the man of the moment in Joe McDonald. Again, round about the $374, Professor. Was just beaten, but think it can change, can turn the tide on Treasure of the Moment, Professor. I like the fact it's by Ocean Park. The dam, is, just got a little bit more, got Seville blood in it. So I think has a little bit more staying breed. We have Treasure of the Moments by Alabama Express, of course, which was a sprinter, Professor. So you do have that doubt about it over 2,500. But I'm not turning anyone off Treasure of the Moment. I'm putting my faith in J Mac, Professor, to win the Oaks. So my 2 are race 6, 5, All Too Good, into race 8, number 5, Powers of Opal. And you like, Professor?
Yeah, I'm going to the first half of the program, Gelding. Race 2, the Century Stakes, a listed race for horses 3-year-old and above, over 1,000 metres, and that's the key here, Gelding. I've gone for number 3. Recommendation coming out of barrier 4, 21 starts for 9 wins and 6 placings. So the very excellent strike rate of 43% win rate, 71% place rate. We've backed it before, Gelding. It's been very good to us. I did a little bit of video research on the horse, Gelding, and watched its last 4 starts. It's very quick out of the gates.
Yeah.
And over 1,000 metres at Flemington, that's very important. I also looked at its last few races. In its last 3 races, at the 1,000 metres, it's been in front in every race, Gelding, even though it hasn't won them. But at that critical 1,000-metre point, it's been in front. So I think it can win today. It beat Kalos in the Group 3, the Heath, over 1,100 metres. Blake Shin's in the saddle, trained by Kieran Maher. You can get the excellent price of $4.20 and $1.70 at the moment, Gelding. It might start a little bit longer than that too.
I like it, Professor. Not worried the fact it hasn't started at Flemington before. It seemed to be a bit of a specialist around the turn, and Blake Shin used to kick off the turn.
Yeah, I thought the straight would suit it, Gelding.
Beautiful. I like your confidence.
Nice of you to throw that curve in for me, Gelding.
I like the confidence.
I must admit that when I was doing my video research, there were a lot of curves in the races I was watching.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And my second selection, Gelding's in race 5. Can't go past our trainer, Peter Moody and Kath Coleman. Number 13, Sabin, coming out of barrier 10. It's had 8 starts for 2 wins and 2 placings, so 25% win rate, 50% place rate. This is a benchmark 90 race for horses 4-year-old and above, over 1,800 metres. Jockey change from the last ride, Gelding.
Yeah.
Lukey Nolan off, Craig Williams on.
Not worried about being willowed after we were willowed on Tuesday?
Oh, no. I'd rather be willowed, Gelding.
Okay.
This horse won at Flemington 2 starts ago. It can win this one. Craig Williams in the saddle, as you said, and trained by our trainers, Moody and Coleman. Seamus Award, Gelding.
I like it, Professor. As I said, I've followed this one. A 4th in the Queensland Derby, Professor. So we'll have no problems with the 1,800. And 3rd run up, yes, expecting a bold showing, Professor.
And the as Mark Fioretti would say, the mouth-watering odds of $5 and $1.90.
I like it, Professor. Very good each way value, this horse.
So my 2 bets, Gelding, race 2, horse 3 recommendation, and race 5, horse 13, Sabin. The Professor's parlay, Gelding, a little bit of mixed fortunes. The last Saturday's parlay has finally been decided. We returned $7.70, and it takes us to 43%.
Beautiful.
For the parlay. Unfortunately, one smooth operator let us down.
Yeah, but we had to have a crack in the Melbourne Cup, Professor.
Oh, yeah, we did have to have a crack. So today's parlay, race 2, horse 3 recommendation for all the reasons I gave earlier, especially with the odds I like, and we'll parlay that into the Kansas City Chiefs, who got across the line again, still undefeated, Gelding.
It was like that, though, watching the Chiefs, Professor.
It was. They're playing the Denver Broncos this weekend. Kansas City Chiefs at home again, very hard to beat. They're first in the AFC. They're now 8 from 8. Average points against 18, Gelding. You're going to win a lot of games if you only let in 18 points a game. The bookies don't like the Broncos, Gelding. It's 8.5, and it's why Kansas City are on top. They always seem to manage to get ahead when it matters most at the end of the game.
Very professional team, Professor.
And we'll parlay that into a team that's improved greatly this season, Gelding, under the astute guidance of a new coach, Jim Harbaugh, who won the college championship last season with Michigan. He's already done great things with the San Francisco 49ers. He did great things for the Michigan college program. And the LA Chargers seem to be a very good team going places this season. They're 6th in the AFC. They've won 5 from 8. What I like about them, Gelding, is their defence. They're first in the NFL. They've let in 101 points over 8 games, which is an average of 12.5. Now, how many games are you going to win if you only let the opposition score 12.5? You're going to win a lot.
Makes it easy for your offense, doesn't it? When you've only got to get 2 touchdowns.
That's right, Gelding. Well, 101. The next closest is Pittsburgh with 119, and the next closest after that is Kansas City with 147. So they're really out all by themselves at the moment.
Yep. Well, that's a fantastic defensive record, Professor.
To the Titans, Gelding, they're having a season to forget. They've only won 2 from 8. They're equal last in the AFC. They allow 26.5 in every game, Gelding. You're not going to win too many games if you're letting that many points in every game. The line's 7.5. The juicy odds of the win parlay showing 13-2 and the place parlay showing 5-2. So the parlay is race 2, horse 3 today. Recommendation into Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Denver Broncos, into the LA Chargers to beat the Tennessee Titans. And I'm feeling very confident, Gelding.
I like it, Professor.
After a huge start on Cup Day, Gelding, the air went out of the balloon, but I'm thinking that today we hopefully can make every post a winner on OAKS Day.
Oh, well, Professor, when you're tipping 4 horses and the first one pays $4, you're not having a losing day, are you?
No, you're not, Gelding. I was jumping up and down as the horse got into the clear, and I thought, oh, well, this is... You know how you have theories, Gelding? I
Yep.
watched the race, and I'm watching the race, and I'm going, this is turning out exactly how I thought it would.
Beautiful.
Unfortunately, the other 3 races didn't run according to plan.
Oh, well, Professor, look, it probably a good lesson for the judge and us, I suppose. We had J Mac, who read that track perfectly, put the horse in the perfect position, saved it, and went at the right time and won quite convincingly. And then we had some other rides that we could have said were
head scratches. Head scratches, Gelding.
Yeah, head scratches. That's a nice way of putting it.
All right,
nice
Gelding, all the best.
Professor.
All the best today for OAKS Day, and no doubt you and I will text each other as we do during the day. And for the viewers, we can say that good luck and good punting today. But
yes.
We'll be back Saturday.
Yes.
And it'll be the final day of the Flemington Carnival. And so hopefully we can crow about how well we've done today. So until Saturday, and that's racing, Gelding, it's good luck.
And good punting.